Today, I want to talk about one of the significant mistakes that I see people making without even realizing that they're making when it comes to their relationship with themselves and others. And that is feeling guilt or shame about this idea of being a burden on other people. And if you've never seen my face before, my name is Oliver, or Ali, and I help people to brain fart. Still not used to saying that part, but I help people to genuinely connect with themselves in an authentic and compassionate way. And quick visual description here. I'm wearing a tank top, and to be honest, with the glasses and the way my screen is right now, I can't entirely see all what you can see, but because my screen is like really dim because I really light sensitive tonight, but it's fine. Wearing a tank top, I'm wearing a blue lanyard, I'm wearing light blocking glasses, I'm wearing a thing on my head, and there's a purple wall behind me. And you can probably see some of my shoulder tattoos. So, I want to talk about this idea of being a burden. Because this fear of burdening others is one that I see so many people letting them stop themselves from being able to ask for help. This fear of burdening others is one that I see so many people like it letting them stop them in their tracks when they have needs that they need to ask for help for, and it's there's so many things I could talk about. Okay, focus. My mind also just wanted to go off on a tangent about like there doesn't need to be any shame about having needs. Literally every person in the world has needs, but that's all I'm gonna say. So this idea of like being a burden on others and that's a shameful or wrong thing, it doesn't actually help your relationships. It doesn't actually it doesn't help your relationships. It doesn't help you. Okay, I'm gonna put my arm down. That's a little bit more comfortable, even if it is a little bit more close and intimate, but it's more comfortable, so I'm gonna go with it. But like shaming yourself for being a burden on others, it doesn't help the relationship go strong. It doesn't help you get your needs met. All it does is literally make you feel bad and or feel more disabled if you are disabled. But it's just a hindrance, really. And with what I said before about literally everyone has needs, literally every single person has needs. And every single person needs help sometimes. Like, there has never, ever been a person that didn't need help at least once. And this is coming from a, very hyper-independent person. But, it's... So I'm a big reader. I read a lot of books. I've been a reader for my entire life. And I remember this time where there's a time in my life where I never read the acknowledgments. And then there was this moment where I was just feeling really alone. And I found myself on the acknowledgments page in the book that I was reading. And it was this, breakthrough moment for me. And I can, feel my head, my crown tingling right now as I'm talking about this. But it was this, massively significant breakthrough moment for me that was so small and simple and ordinary. But it was this moment of reading the acknowledgments page in a book and seeing just how many people this person... Wait, yeah, okay. This is a weird position, but we're just gonna go with it. But seeing... Nope, that's even weirder. Okay. Seeing how many people this person listed that they needed help with, like their partner and their friends and their editor and their publishers and their beta readers and their diversity reader, like just so many people. And this was one of the shorter acknowledgement pages that I've seen, and it still had at least 20 people listed. And I was like, oh, okay, that's whatever. And then the next time that I read a book again, a different book, I again found myself on the acknowledgments page without really meaning to. And this acknowledgments page was like even longer. And I don't know why that was it that like got through to me, but like literally any, for the most part, I'm sure there's some books that were historically written that didn't have acknowledgement pages, but in recent times, literally any book that you read is going to have an acknowledgments page where you can see proof that every single person who has ever written a book needs help, has needed help. Excuse me. And it's not just authors that need help, like literally every single person needs help at some time. And so why is there so much shame around needing help? And it, like, and I'm speaking as someone who used to be very afraid of burdening other people. Like, I definitely used to be someone who was afraid of leaning on others and used to be really mean to myself about burdening others because I had this fear of abandonment that was so deep and so... It was such a big wound that I wasn't able to acknowledge yet. That I was like, oh no, if I put too much on them, I'm going to lose them and then I won't be loved. And what that was doing to me was causing me to basically like harm myself without meaning to, by not allowing myself to get the help when I needed it. And like, it's okay to burden others. And it's okay to speak up for your needs. It's okay to say, like, no, that's not okay. This is not what I need. I need something different. I need something better for me. Or even, I need this very specific thing. That's a little bit too close. I didn't realize how close it was. I do have a tripod. I don't know why I do this every time, but like, okay, I know it's because I'm following the ADHD inspiration where I'm just, when the inspiration strikes, I'm hitting record on the camera before I lose the thought. But like, one of these days I'm gonna set up my tripod and record a video and stop fussing with this like awkwardness of holding my phone. But anyway, but it's like, okay, I lost my train of thought. Choo-choo, derailed. Where was I going? It's okay to burden other people. And people... Where I personally learned that I couldn't burden other people was by being surrounded by people who couldn't or wouldn't didn't have the capacity to help me meet those needs. And so I interpreted that as, oh, they can't meet my needs, so my needs are just unimportant, or like maybe not actually needs. Like I took something that was not about me subconsciously, right? Like I didn't consciously do this, but I took something that was not genuinely about me and I interpreted it as something wrong with myself because I didn't know any better. And I didn't have any examples telling me that like there was nothing wrong with me for needing things to be different or needing things to be accommodating in a way that maybe didn't make sense to other people. And for all of the therapy and counseling, for all of the mental health help, professional help that I have received, that was not where I learned this lesson that burdening others is okay and even beneficial. Like I, in a very vulnerable moment a couple of months ago, reached out to one of my friends and was like, hey, can you please speak to my heart? And like, I'm feeling tender and I just need help. I reached out to her and she literally thanked me. She literally thanked me for giving her the gift of allowing her to support me. And I'm saying it like that because I had a moment myself. Like, she literally was like, this is the best gift you've given me. Like, thank you so much for allowing me to support you. And that's, like, that was recent, right? And I thought that I had processed so much of this burden thoughts already. And so that surprised me a little bit. But for all of the mental health professional help that I have received over the years, and it's been a lot. It's been a lot. Where I actually ended up learning this lesson that it was okay to burden other people and it was okay to speak up for myself, for my needs, was I've been in physical therapy, learning how to walk, or again, learning how to walk again, learning how to walk healthier for my body. So currently I use a wheelchair to get around, and I have for most of my life. But so for these past few years, and by the time this goes out, I'll have a playlist on my channel about some of my experiences in a robotic exoskeleton over these past couple of years. But so these past couple of years, I've been in physical therapy. I swear this is relevant. These past couple of years, I've been in physical therapy, and I have been in this robotic suit, basically this exoskeleton suit, that has been able to like get me up vertical out of my chair and walking and like learning how to take steps again. And I was in this suit over the last couple of years. I've been in this suit a lot, to the point of where like I was a regular. Like all of the desk people and all of the different physical therapists knew me by name, and like, and so I was in a suit a lot. And in the exoskeleton suit, there's so many variables. There's so many things that have to be just right in order for it to function properly. And come on, I had it. getting in my head. Okay, so being in the suit in physical therapy, working with my physical therapist, and something strange started to happen where I didn't even notice it happening until it was already in the process of happening so frequently. But for all of the work that I've done in therapy and all of that, that didn't compare to how I found my voice and how I felt, how I came to be okay with speaking up and with asking for help and being specifically I need this from you specifically, was in this experience with physical therapy because there were so many variables with this suit. It was really almost a requirement of my physical therapist and I to be able to communicate with each other. And if I was in pain, I had to be able to tell him, hey, I need this thing to change because I'm in pain. Or hey, I need you to stop doing that because this hurts. That sort of thing. And he wanted me to tell him that because he didn't want to cause me pain or injury, right? And he needed to know those things for everyone involved's safety. And so I didn't even realize that I was learning how to use my voice more and that I was unlearning that story of being a burden until probably in the middle of the second year that we were working together, where a visiting doctor or intern or something, I think doctor, where a visiting doctor worked with us one day to just observe or something. And by that point I was so, thank you for the 17 in the recording time, I was so used to using my voice and being very upfront about hey, I have this need, I need you to change this please, or could you please, I think I asked her for could you please get me a cup of water or something, and she's like, wow, you're demanding. And I asked my physical therapist if I was I didn't think I, and he was like, oh no, she's just not used to being talked to that way, you're fine. Where was I going with the story? But while working with my physical therapist, I sort of developed this reputation of being opinionated. It sort of became this thing that we laughed about together on a regular basis, where where it was oh, Oliver's got an opinion, or Oliver will definitely tell you. And it's one of those things of where my physical therapist and other physical therapists, interns, and in training, my physical therapist started arranging them to work with us, with me specifically, more. Because, as I got more comfortable in my voice, excuse me, as I learned that, me speaking up is for everyone's benefit here, it became this thing in that specific physical therapy location with those people, where they're oh, this is a good person to have people train with because they won't be afraid of communicating what needs to be communicated, and people can help whatever. And so that idea of when I speak up, it is when I ask for help, is what it was. When I ask for help, or when I acknowledge my needs, that is for everyone's benefit around me. That idea got planted in those physical therapy sessions, and having that be normalized for me in such a reoccurring way helped me to later when the abusive stuff with family members really started to get bad, that helped me to be able to speak up again. And it helped me be able to be like, hey, this isn't okay. And me being a burden and asking for my needs, me being a burden and asking for things that I needed to change, has not only improved my relationship with my parents, but it has also given them an example of, like, that they don't have to settle for this treatment, that they don't have to just let things keep going the way that they've been going, even though they're, like, painful and not right. And so it's like, I'm not afraid of burdening people anymore, because we are social creatures. We all have needs and we all need help. And, like, I said this to one of my friends the other day, like, it is truly an honor to, like, we all have burdens to carry, right? You are not a burden. You may carry a burden, you may have burdens, but you are not a burden for needing help. I'm going to say that again because it feels important. You are not a burden for needing help. You may have burdens. You may have burdens that you need help carrying, but you are not a burden for needing help. And like I said, like, it is an honor to be someone that you trust enough that I get to help you carry your burden. And, like, that's a gift that I got to give them because other people have given me that gift. And now, hopefully, I'm giving it to you as well. This is so fascinating. If you're still here, thank you. This is so fascinating because it's like, I have been really focusing on acting when I get the inspiration and, like, hitting record and, like, not second guessing it. And that's fun. I'm enjoying it. But, like, almost every time that I've recorded a video and put it on my channel is where it's like this moment of where it's like, okay, I'm saying the things I need to say, and have a little bit of an idea of where I'm going, or, like, if I get off track, I have a little bit of an idea of, like, where to, like, come back onto track. But, like, there's this moment of where it's like, okay, I've said what I need to say, and all of the momentum, it just like stops. It's just like there's this, like, very natural ending point that surprises me, and I didn't think that I would be surprised by that, but I didn't know to expect it. Anyways, this is me making it awkward and hopefully amusing, because I've definitely just hit that, like, okay, I'm done talking now point. But anyways, excuse me. I love myself. I love you. I hope that wherever you are nourishing and replenishing yourself. And I hope that you are allowing your community to nourish and replenish you as well. Because you are worthy, you are enough, and you are loved. Thank you so much for watching.